Hello, Kishore, Ramalakshmi, Sahitya, Swati. Can you hear me? Sahitya, can you make a call to Aditi? She's
Yes,
she's joining or not?
I will call
Yes,
you,
sir.
sir. Just a minute.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So the first thing is that this session, which belongs to SQL. Okay. So first, you need to understood what exactly the SQL. Tell me, anyone? If anyone know about that one, can you please tell me what exactly the SQL? SQL means it's a SQL language. Okay, a structural query language. You can call it a SQL or else SQL. Basically, it can help you, or it could be like a structural query language. Okay, so what is the use of this one? So with help of the SQL language, you can interact with databases. Interact with databases. So for example, if you want to interact with the database or if you want to communicate with the databases, so we can communication, we can establish the communication, okay, with databases. Then SQL is a language. Okay, so here, so SQL, it's a very simple language. It's not for implementing of development of any kind of application. It's only for interaction between the, or it can help you to interact with the databases only. Okay, so in this situation, we need to understand what exactly the database. Okay, so here database means what? Database means it's a one storage. Okay, so or else it's a storage server, whatever it is. Okay, here you have a server, and the server, it can just store some information. That's it. That exactly the database server or database. Okay, database means it's a storage. Database server in the sense the server, it can be store some information. That's it. Okay, see, you have a database, you can hold only some information, right? Okay, see, but how you can access that data from the database, and how we can store the data into the database. Okay, for that one, we have a SQL language, right? So this is the SQL language. It can help you to store, it can help you to write or to do some kind of operations on the database, to help you to write, help you to do operations on database. Okay, with some queries. That's exactly the SQL is do, right? So previously you have some kind of knowledge in Python programming language, right? Python is the programming language, but with help of the, if you want to write some kind of Python program, you should have a software or not? You should have a software or not? If and only if we have a Python software, with the help of that one we can build some applications, right? In the same way, if we have a knowledge of the SQL language, but if you want to be perform, or if you want to write some kind of queries, and if you want to execute that particular queries on your database, you should have a software. The software name is DBMS. What does mean that DBMS? What does mean the data DBMS? Database management system. Database management system. Is it clear my point? Database means it's just a storage server, a storage device. Okay, it's just a storage server actually. So SQL is the language. It can help you to write some kind of operations on your database. Okay, but DBMS, it can help you. It is the database management system. The importance of the DBMS is to execute or to run the and to write and run the SQL queries. Okay, that is the use of the DBMS. If you want to write some kind of SQL queries, and what SQL queries we return it, if you want to be execute or to run, okay, we should have a software. The name of the software is DBMS. Okay, so if you want to write the queries, make sure that you should know the language. The name of the language is SQL. Okay, so whatever the queries we are writing on your DBMS with the help of the SQL queries, and make sure that it can do the operations on this particular database only. Here the database is just it's just storage. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear or not? So here we have a lot of database servers are there. Lot of database servers. Let's look some kind of database servers. And the first one is Oracle. Okay, Oracle is the one database server, and MySQL. Okay, and DB2, MongoDB, PostgreSQL, MongoDB. Okay, and PostgreSQL. Okay, and NoSQL, and a lot of things we have it. SQL Server, Microsoft MS SQL. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, and like we have a lot of database servers are there. Okay, this all database servers are it's just a servers. Okay, you can store some, you can create the database in that particular servers. Okay, and let me consider, actually the server, it can create or it can store only databases. That's it. Because of that one, we are calling it say database servers. Okay, the database server, it can hold only databases, right? But if you want to do any kind of operations on this particular database servers, make sure that you should have a language. The name of the language is, it could be SQL. Clear? And see, if you are using the database server, for example Oracle, so for related Oracle, you have a separate DBMS, we have it. If you're using the MySQL, so to interact with the MySQL server, so you should have the separate MySQL related DBMS. That means each and every database server, it's having its own database management system. Clear my point? Is it clear my question?
Yes, sir.
So it's not for only single database management system. It is not for all database servers actually. Okay, every database server, it having its own database management system, and even SQL also, it could be not same for all database servers. Okay, so 95% of the SQL commands could be same in all database servers, but rest of the 5% can be little variation is there. so that if you have a knowledge on SQL, okay, you can able to do any kind of, you can able to work with any kind of database server actually. Okay, for example, if you want to, if you learn the MySQL, which means that you can able to do the operations and you can able to interact with Oracle as well, because of almost whatever you have a knowledge on SQL queries, it could be almost similar to the Oracle as well as DB2, MongoDB, or PostgreSQL, SQL Server, whatever it is. Clear? So that, so make sure that if you have a knowledge on SQL Server or SQL language, it's a fair enough to do the operations on any database management system or any database server. Clear? So this session we are talking about MySQL. So we can do the, you are going to be learning the concepts related to the MySQL, so that we'll go ahead and learn the MySQL concepts. Okay, so W3 schools is the one of the best thing, one of the best thing to do some kind of, to learn some kind of, concepts related to the these things like Java, Python. Okay, so if you want to learn any React or whatever it is, web related things, W3 schools will help a lot. Okay, see, now now we'll interact, or we'll go for some kind of introduction for the MySQL. Okay, so very simple thing actually. MySQL is widely used relational database management system. You might be thinking, as of now, you know only database management system, right? What is the relational database management system? You all, as of now, you know only database management system, right? What exactly the relational database management system? So relational database management system, in the sense, let me consider, this is my database. Okay, this is my database. In this database, you can hold the data in tabular formats. So each table, you can call it's a relation. Okay, and the single database, it may have the multiple tables. You may have the multiple tables. Okay, let me consider, this is my database. The single database, it may have the multiple tables, and each table, or it may have the interconnection or relation between the, okay, so maybe the table 1 and table 2 having the some kind of relation, and table 2 and table 3 it might having the some kind of relation, or table 3 and table 1 it might having the some kind of relation. Okay, so that we are calling it a relational database management system. Okay. Okay, fine. So what exactly the relational database management system, guys? In database, the each and every table, it might having the some relation with another table, right? So that's the reason we are calling it say relational database management system. Clear? So that's what exactly the relational database management system. And moreover, this MySQL, it's a free and open source. That means you can download the MySQL in your local machine and we can work on it. Okay. And we can install your own server and you can install your own database management system and you can connect from your database management system to your database. If your connection is established between your database server and database management system, then whatever the queries we are writing on your database management system, it can be executed on your database server. Clear or not? So here I just want to tell you one thing. So here the workflow, how it could be, no, this is server. Okay, DB server, any database server, it doesn't matter whether it is Oracle, whether it is MySQL, it doesn't matter what it is. Okay, the database server, it might having the multiple databases. Okay, this is your database server. It could be in somewhere else usually. Okay, it was in somewhere else, it was server, right? It can be available on internet. Okay, so this is the server, this is the server side, this is the server actually. Okay, so now let me consider. So this is your computer, this is you. Okay, this is the client. Let me consider, this is the client, this is the client. Okay, the database server, it might having the databases, right? This is database 1 and this is database 2 and this is database 3, something like this. You have the multiple databases, right? So each database, it might having the multiple tables, table 1, table 2 and table 3, table 4, right? See, this is the server. The server, it is having the databases and each database, it might having the multiple tables. So you have a information something like this in a server side. Let me consider this is the client side, or else it's you actually. Okay, so you are the client, so you have some information from this table. So how it will happen, how we can access this table from the server into your client? So because of you can't do the operations on your server actually. Okay, you can get it anything from the server and we can do the operations on your client side only. Okay, so now what we can do, how we can access this particular table at your client side. Okay, so that at client side you should have the one software. The name of the software is, it's a DBMS, or relational database management system. So here DBMS is the one software. This is the software you should be installed on your client machine. Okay, the server machine which is having the database, and client machine which is having the database management system. Okay, now as of now you are just installing the database management system in your client machine and you already installed the database server on your server machine. Okay, so this is happened but the connection has not established. So if you want to be make the connection, if you want to make the connection between your client and server, make sure that the server, it might having the some kind of IP address, right? Okay, as well as port number, right? Okay, IP address and port number. With help of this IP address and port number, so what we can do, you are just giving each and every server, it having its own IP address and its own port numbers, right? This IPS and port number could be unique for this only server. This IP address and port number you were giving as the input of this particular DBMS software. If once if you connected with this IPS and port number, then the connection has been established. Once the connection has been established, whatever the queries you're writing on client side, this is the queries could be executed. For example, if you want to access this table, you're writing the query on your database to access this table, then the query can be executed and it will be get the information from this particular server actually. Okay, once if you're accessing this particular table at your client side, we can do the operation. After you did some kind of operation, I want to update this particular table again, we can do the query. And once if you do the query, that same thing will be reflected on your same table. Okay, so this is the way the database management system and the database server can be work. The database server, it was different mission. Database management system is a software. Is it clear my point? Is it clear or not? I can't get your question. I can't get your voice.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? No, right? So this could be the same for every database, whether you want to learn MySQL, whether you want to learn SQL Server, MS SQL, whatever it is. Okay, the process of connection between your server and okay, the connection has been made the between server and client should be through database management system only. Clear? Actually, the database server, you don't need to be create your own, because of if you're already working in a company, the company having it their own database server. Okay, as a developer, you can connect with that particular database and we can work on it. For example, you want to learn yourself, but you don't have a database server. So make sure that you should be install the database server in your machine, and you should be install the database management system in your machine. By the time your client and server both are installed in your local computer only, but usually it is not happen in real time. The database server, it was at client at server side, and you are the developer, you don't need to be create your own database server. Already the database server which was created by your company, and as a developer, as a tester or a deployer. Okay, so make sure that you should have a mission, and the mission you're calling it's a development environment, a dev environment, a test environment. Okay, so in our environment, the DBMS has been installed, and you can connect from your DBMS to your server actually. Clear? Okay, so MySQL is a widely used relational database management system, and MySQL is a free and open source. Anybody can able to download and install it. Okay, and MySQL ideal for both small and large applications. If you want to build any small applications, or if you want to build the any kind of large applications, MySQL it can be help you. Okay, yes, as of now that's fine. Now, so let me consider this is the one a SQL query. This is one SQL query. This is the SQL query. If you're executed, actually you just try to be understand. This is your MySQL database. Okay, this is the database. It is having the customer table and category table, employee table, order details, order, products. These are all tables. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, these 8 tables which are there in your MySQL database. Actually you are working on W3 school, right? This W3 school, it having it their own server, and in that particular database server they are having the this many tables. Okay, so these are the tables and the database which are already created in W3 schools. Okay, and moreover, so here we're writing some kind of query, right? And this is the query is the editor command, editor window. Okay, usually you don't need to be installed the okay, you don't need to be installed the DBMS, because of you're directly connecting from your W3 school DBMS W3 school server. It is having the client mission as well as server mission. So this is your client, and we can write the queries over here, and we can run it. You'll be getting the outputs over here. Okay, and the database server, it is having the this many tables. Okay, but in case of real time, or else in case of if you want to install your own mission, and you should be install the database server, and you have to create, you have to set up this all tables in your local mission, and you have to set up your database, and so you can able to connect with the database server, and we can access and everything we can do it. But this time you don't need to be install it, right? You just need to learn the, because of connection, and it could be in a single point actually within 5 to 10 minutes only we can able to learn it. But knowledge of a language is pretty much important, so that you have to be try to be understand each and everything from this particular W3 school directly. Okay, so select star from customer. That means from the customer table, you're accessing the all the records. There are 91 records are there. Okay, these are all 91 records. This all 91 records we can able to access. Okay, this is the one SQL query, and if you run it, you will be getting the this result actually. Okay, so this is the way you don't need to be connect your database server, and you don't need to install the database management system. If you want to practice the MySQL, W3 School is providing the this much of okay, easy thing. So make sure that we can able to learn each and every SQL commands and queries from the W3 School itself. Once if you have a good knowledge, enough knowledge, then we can start downloading the database server on your machine and database management system your mission. Okay, and you can make the connection between the your database server and database management system, and whatever the MySQL queries or SQL queries what you learn from this particular entire course, and we can start exploring, or we can start doing queries or executing queries from your database management system. Clear? That is my plan actually. Any question? See here, MySQL exercise. This is one exercise. Test yourself with your exercises. Okay, insert the missing statement to get all the customer table. So simply we can write the select. Select is the one SQL command. With help of the SQL command, select command, we can able to go for accessing the all information from the table. So selection. So if you submit this one, we can submit the answer, and if it is correct, then it's done. And where write a statement with select city column customer table. Okay, so you should be go for selecting the city column. See here we have the city column, right? So this is the city column. I want to access only city names, so that we can use the select. So star in the sense all columns. So if you want access only city column, then we can use the city, select city from table name. So submit answer and next exercise. So here select all different values from the country. Select all the different values from the country column in the customer table. Select a distinct. So I already know that, so that I'm able to executing this one. Distinct. Okay, so distinct, it could be help you to access the only unique elements or unique values from any column. Okay, so that's what, this is the way you can able to practice. Okay, here we have the where clause, order by, insert, null, update, mask, delete functions like wildcard, in between, alias, joins, group by, database, having, like we have a lot of okay, exercises are there. So this all exercises will help you to practice. Okay, to practice the SQL commands. Okay, so we are not concentrating on the exercises at this moment. We should, exercises we can do if and only if you have a knowledge on what you know it. As of now you don't know anything about select, then how we can do it, right? So let's go for introduction. So here, this is the MySQL. MySQL is having the this many things, bullet points. Let's go for understanding the what exactly this one. So MySQL is the relational database management system. You already know that what exactly the relational database management system, and it could be the open source. Open source means anybody can download and anybody can able to modify with their own requirement. Okay, the source code of the MySQL, it could be available on freely, and it could be both small and large applications we can build it. And MySQL is the and fast, and it could be reliable, and scalable and easy to use it. It's very easy to use it, and moreover it's a cross platform. So what exactly the cross platform? So you can work with any kind of applications actually. Okay. And so it's a compliant with ANSI SQL standard. That means it could be no American National Standard Institute. It might having some kind of ASCII values for each and everything. It is following that particular procedure only, and it was released in the year of 1995. And initially it was developed and it was distributed and is supported by the company. The name of the company is Oracle Corporation Company. So this is the company. They are developed the MySQL, and they are distributed the MySQL to their supporters, and they are giving the supporting about if you're facing any kind of if you're facing any kind of issues in a MySQL server of a database. So Oracle company will help you to rectify that particular issues. So that kind of supporting which is provided by the Oracle company. Okay. And this is after co-founder Monty Windinis and its daughter. Okay. So who's uses this particular MySQL? Basically, who want to be implement the huge websites like Facebook, Twitter, Airbnb, Booking.com, Uber, GitHub, YouTube, and this many plenty of web applications, huge web applications or websites. They are using the MySQL for to store the data in a servers actually. And moreover, content management systems like WordPress. If you want to create your own website with help of the WordPress and Drupal and Joomla and Contio, and these are the content management systems, and you can create your own content with help of this particular WordPress and Joomla and these things. Even here also MySQL will help you actually. Okay. And it's a very large number of web developers around the world. Okay. And a huge, and any web developer, if you want to become like a web developer, website and web engineer, web developer. Okay. And you should have a knowledge on MySQL. Clear. And show the data on your website. To build website that show the data from the database. For example, the database, it having the data, and if you want to access the data from the databases, we are going to be using the RDMS database program like MySQL. And server side, you should have a scripting language. This is the PHP. So with help of the PHP, we can write the server side scripting, and at client side scripting, it could be HTML, CSS, and these things. It could be write the, and that means UI client. Okay, the client pages and everything could be created. The front end can be created by the HTML and the CSS, and the back end could be PHP, Java, Node.js. Okay, Node.js and other stuff. So this is the way. And so the front end and back end, you have a knowledge, but the data, it was available in a database, right? So that database, if you want to interact, and with this PHP, we can do it actually. With help of the PHP, we can interact with the database management system, and we can access the database data from the database servers, and we can display on the front end. Clear? So guys, this is the introduction about this particular MySQL. Tomorrow, what we can do, we would like to talk about the what exactly and you already know that relational database and tabular, what is tabular, okay, and what is relational database, and these things we can read yourself. This three things we can finish it by today, and tomorrow onwards we would like to start each and everything from this particular MySQL. Each and everything we can learn from this particular W3 school. So nothing more than this particular website. Okay, you can't learn anything from anyone more than these things. Everything could be having the example practice could be available here, and I would like to help you for any cost of time. Clear? That's for today's session on SQL, and bye guys. See you. Take care. See you guys. Hello.